It's a scorching July day in 1518, right in the heart of Strasbourg, France. A woman, whose name was Frau Troffer, steps out of her home and into the street, and she starts to dance. Not a happy, joyful dance. Her face is blank. Her movements are frantic, almost puppet-like. She doesn't have a partner. There's no music. She just dances. Passers-by stop and stare, probably thinking it's a strange street performance. But hours turn into a day, and she doesn't stop. Her husband begs her to come inside, but she can't. It's as if her own body has betrayed her. She dances until her feet are bloody and she collapses from sheer exhaustion. But after a short rest, her legs start moving again, forcing her back up to continue this bizarre, agonizing marathon. This would be a strange enough story if it ended there. But it didn't. Within a week, something even stranger happened. A few of her neighbors joined in. Then more and more. They weren't dancing with her in solidarity. They were afflicted with the same compulsion. Their bodies were moving against their will, jerking and twisting in a grotesque, non-stop dance. Imagine this scene. Dozens of people, their faces contorted in pain and fear, screaming for help, begging for it to stop, but their legs just keep going, stomping and twirling on the cobblestone streets. The city officials were baffled. They consulted with local physicians who, lacking any modern medical knowledge, came to a bizarre conclusion. They diagnosed the dancers with hot blood, their proposed cure, even more dancing. Yes, you heard that right. They believed the dancers needed to sweat out the fever, to dance the affliction out of their systems. So the authorities cleared out public halls. They built a wooden stage in the middle of the marketplace. And they even hired professional musicians to play pipes and drums, hoping the beat would keep the dancers moving and help them heal. You can probably guess how well that worked. It was like pouring gasoline on a fire. The constant music and the designated dancing areas seemed to encourage even more people to join the macabre spectacle. The crowd of dancers swelled. Within a month, the number had exploded to around 400 people. The streets of Strasbourg became a living nightmare. A non-stop rave party from hell. Day and night, hundreds of men, women, and even some children were caught in this relentless dance. They weren't partying, they were dying. The physical toll was brutal. People danced until their bones broke. They suffered from strokes, heart attacks, and complete physical exhaustion. Their bodies just gave out. At its peak, this dancing plague was reportedly killing up to 15 people every single day. The city that tried to cure its people by making them dance was now just watching them dance themselves to death. The hired musicians could barely keep up, and healthy guild members were paid to hold the afflicted upright so they could continue their fatal movements. The chronicles from the time paint a horrifying picture of a city under the spell of a mysterious, deadly force. So what on earth was going on? To this day, nobody knows for sure. We're left with theories, each one more unsettling than the last. The first and most popular scientific explanation is mass psychogenic illness, or mass hysteria. Life in Strasbourg in 1518 was incredibly harsh. The region had been hit by famine, disease, and extreme poverty. The people were starving and desperate. The theory goes that this immense psychological stress could have manifested physically on a massive scale. It was a collective nervous breakdown, a shared delusion that took control of their bodies. Their minds, under unbearable pressure, simply snapped, and this bizarre dancing was the result. It is a chilling thought that the human mind can be so powerful it can literally force the body to destroy itself. But there's another, more sinister theory. It involves a fungus called ergot, which can grow on damprye, a staple grain used to make bread at the time. This fungus, when ingested, can cause a condition called ergotism. One form, convulsive ergotism, leads to violent muscle spasms, twitching, and hallucinations. It's the same fungus from which LSD was first synthesized. Could the people of Strasbourg have been accidentally poisoned by their own food? Did they eat tainted bread that sent them into a collective, hallucinogenic trance, making them dance uncontrollably. This theory fits some of the symptoms, especially the spasms. However, it doesn't quite explain everything. Ergotism usually restricts blood flow to the extremities, which would make coordinated dancing for days on end almost impossible. So the puzzle remains. And then we enter the realm of the supernatural. Remember, this was the early 16th century. Belief in curses, demons, and divine punishment was widespread. Many of the afflicted dancers and onlookers believed they were cursed by a saint, specifically Saint Vitus. In European folklore, Saint Vitus was said to have the power to inflict a dancing plague upon those who angered him. Some of the dancers, in their moments of lucidity, screamed out his name. Did they genuinely believe they were cursed? And did this powerful belief, this shared faith in a supernatural punishment, manifest as a real, physical affliction? In a world steeped in superstition, the line between belief and reality can become terrifyingly thin. Was it a curse? Was it mass hysteria triggered by desperation? Or was it a potent, mind-altering poison in their daily bread? The dancing plague of 1518 wasn't an isolated incident either. There are records of similar dancing manias happening across Europe from the 7th to the 17th centuries, though Strasbourg's was by far the largest and deadliest. Each time, scores of people would be inexplicably consumed by an urge to dance for days or weeks, often until they collapsed or died. After the Strasbourg outbreak, the phenomenon seemed to slowly fade from history, leaving us with this bizarre and terrifying chapter. Imagine the sheer terror of it, not just for the dancers trapped in their own bodies, but for their families watching helpless. Imagine the city officials trying to solve a problem that defied all logic, their cure only making things worse. It's a story that blurs the line between history, psychology, and horror. It serves as a disturbing reminder of how little we sometimes understand about the human mind, and the strange, powerful ways it can interact with the body, especially under extreme pressure. What happened in Strasbourg 500 years ago is more than just a weird historical footnote. It's a chilling mystery that science has yet to fully solve. A real-life horror story where the monster was an invisible force that turned an entire city into a dance floor of death. Thanks for watching. What do you think caused the dancing plague? Let me know your theories in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey into one of history's strangest mysteries, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the bizarre and unknown. See you next time.